Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on here and put this video on here for you guys. Hopefully, the other ones are going well, and so let's just dig into this one. So basically, uh, it's about the control of Satan, and what we have to look at is: are you under that authority of him, or are you under the authority of God? Do you even believe? I mean, it comes down to what you believe and what you don't believe. But you have to look at what's going on in today's time and why things are failing. You have to look at the churches. You have to look at these pastors. You have to look at as they stand up there on the pulpit. The majority of them are teaching pureness and, numbers and, everything that starts to come down, but yet they're the very ones that's walking out of the church and doing sinful things too. Look at what your children are watching. When was the last time you really walked in and seen what your kids were doing on their phones or on YouTube or on social media websites? The devil has created all these things to confuse these children. He wants them to where they're confused. He wants the world to be less and less. He don't want knowledge. He doesn't want people to understand what's going on. We're so fearful of the outside. We're so fearful of what's going on, but we're not really seeing what God is doing. So, look at your lives. When was the last time that you look at young children growing up? There's so many websites out there now. There's so many, I guess, evil deceiving plans, but it's still our will. It's up to us not to do it. We all know that we go through a change when we're growing up, and your hormones and all these things start to take effect. But still, if we're parents and we're mentoring our children, we're teaching them. Sure, how do you know you're doing a great job as a parent when your kids don't talk to you? Honestly, I mean, because they don't want to hear it. Because they know what's right and wrong. For some reason, this light is terrible today. There, hopefully that's better. So, sorry, different truck, and the holders and stuff I had is a little different in this truck. But anyways, so think about it. There's so many apps out there that you can get on there, and you can find a girlfriend, you can find a hookup person, and it's all over. You get on social media sites and stuff, and there's so much stuff with nudity these days because the devil wants your sight. He wants your sight to be focused on lust, desires, your flesh. You deserve these things is what he's going to keep putting into you. There's nothing wrong with having partners, but yes, there is. Have you ever wake up what they say from a one night stand? If you have, do you feel empty? Do you feel like you're disgusted because you're hoping the person's going to call you back and never do? Because it was a goal and a purpose of theirs. Not so much men these days, but it's women also. It goes back and forth these days. It's just intense. But we have to understand we can't control what is not controllable. But we can't control what we're doing. We can't control what we're ahead of in your household. You can't control what your children are doing. When they move out and do what they're going to do, if you put the good seed on good soil, it's going to grow. It's going to come back. The prodigal son in the Bible, it speaks of these very things. Then again, some things may never come back. And I'm okay with that, because when I pray, I pray for the Lord to remove anything out of my life that it's going to take me away from Him. I don't care. I see family members posts on Facebook, left and right, pity me, pity this and that, judgmental, and posting all kinds of crazy things on there that it's just insane. People, I'm telling you, have some respect for yourself, first of all. Who cares what the world thinks about you? Who cares how many posts and likes that you get on these social media events? Just because we look at a book of the cover, you may look at me and go, hey, wow, man, you look good since the last time I seen you. But you don't know what's going on inside. You don't know what's going on up in here. You don't know. You only look with what let you see, I guess is the better way to see it. You know, the clown with the sad face doesn't necessarily mean he's sad inside. It's just what he paints on the outside. Anybody can smile, but are you truly happy? Or are you truly sad? You know, depression's a wicked, wicked thing. You know, to see yourself as who you are, to move on that quickly from one person to the next, and you post all this stuff like, oh, I love this person, this and that. You didn't love them too dang much if a couple weeks down the line you already got somebody else. I mean, you know, it's unbelievable. You know, COVID came through, and you look at how many divorces, you look at the families falling apart, you look at what's going on, because there's no inner peace. There is no inner peace. There's no connection with yourself in Jesus. And, you know, for me to even speak this, it's, you know, I don't like to keep saying I know, but it guess this is how the video is going today. But I've come a long way, and I've walked away from a lot of things, and a lot of things I accepted, and I accepted all the rubbish and all the crap that people have spoken, but I don't care. Doormat me. You can wipe your feet on me, and you can continue to wipe it. I welcome you. I welcome you to get on here and post all you want. I welcome you to put in and say what you want to say about me. Please do. I welcome it, because you're not doing it to me. First of all, you're doing it to God. You're doing it to Jesus, and then you're doing it to me. So if you're willing to even take that chance, which I'm sure most of you won't, because even in a part of your mind goes, what if there is a God? What if there is a Jesus? Well, I'm here to tell you there is. I'm here to tell you there's a devil. I'm here to tell you I looked straight in the devil's eyes. Whether you believe me or not, I don't care. I know the devil's real. I know hell's real. And I know heaven's real, because I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen hell. It's not pleasant, hell. But heaven, I don't think about people down here. I don't think about yesterday down here. I don't think about what I'm going to say or do today. I don't think about all that stuff, because I'll tell you this. All that matters is that I'm reigning with the King of Kings and the Prince of Peace, the love of the Father. I'm sitting with the very man that poured his life out and shed his blood and went to a cross for me, for you, and anybody else that wants to receive him. But you got to understand, just because someone's preaching from the Bible, test the fruits of them. We are allowed to test Christians. We're allowed to test the fruit. We are not to be judgmental of what we find. We are to pray for these people. The same as I pray for the ones that come against me. Come against me. I don't care. Again, wipe your feet on my mat, which is my body. Wipe your feet on it, because you're leaving other people alone. God gave me pretty wide shoulders. You know, back in the day, I used to be able to hold quite a bit on those. Today, I don't need to hold and carry anything, because all that excess weight, it just buried me even further and further in life. Let me tell you, I'm peaceful, I'm happy, I'm in joy. I have a wonderful home, and I got a wonderful wife at home, and that's all that matters. You know, I have a contact here and there with some people that I talk to, and other than that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's no kids, no grandkids. You know, it's their choice, not mine. It's theirs, because people see you and they believe what they want to see, even though they know you. How sad is that? I'm not the one missing out. The grandkids are missing out, and the people that walk away. But now you may say, oh, well, that's feeling kind of sorry for yourself or pity. No, hold on, let me finish. See, because sometimes we don't even let people finish, and I'm doing this so you can get an example of what it's like with the people that talk and never let you get a chance to even say a word. A conversation is a conversation. It's having a two-way street. Sometimes people need to butt in, because they need to butt in so they can comment on that particular line that you're talking about right there. Because if you go two or three topics away, you may lose the fact in there. Or you're not even done yet, and people just take over the conversation. And it's like, I'm not losing. I have the knowledge. You're losing because you refuse to let someone finish. I mean, it's crazy, but that's the devil. The devil doesn't want it. Just like this morning, the stand that I usually put the phone in kept falling over. The microphone's cord kept falling out. So now I'm holding it up with one finger, holding the phone. I don't care because the devil's not going to win. I refuse to let the devil win. So the video may be all over the place. So be it. But people, if you look at your life and you're in bad places, number one, God didn't put you there. God allows you to go in there because that free will. He's also going to teach you, and there's going to be consequences. I'm sorry, that's just the way life is. If there was more consequences and more disciplined actions and stuff in your kids' life, then I guarantee it, they wouldn't be where they're at today. I'm a good example. I got to the point where I just shut down, and I had my two youngest kids with me for a few years, and it become very exhausting, very much. I mean, it just got to the point where, you know, you're going to work from a certain time to a certain time. See what the devil wanted? The devil even wanted me out of the household there. They're at the legal age, which is great because I didn't have to put up with all the nonsense I was putting up there. But then you're still absent from the home. So there wasn't much I never knew they didn't do. I mean, I knew it, whether or not they thought I did, whether it came from earth or it came from heaven. You know, I've always had this connection with that spiritual realm. Even from a young boy, I was able to see things in the spiritual world that people couldn't see here. But yet, the outcome of it, I have family members that can testify. They also seen the very same thing. So we're all not crazy. You just choose to believe what you want to believe. But you believe the nonsense on there, and you go pay lots of money to go see horror films. And then you want to confess yourself as a Christian. Well, I'm sorry. What kind of Christian goes in and looks at satanic things in attachments, people? There's attachments from this nonsense, whether you want to believe it or not. You're so horrified and scared of what? You should be scared because that simple things that you're seeing on there that puts fright in you. What are you going to do when reality comes? What are you going to do after the rapture? What are you going to do when these things are coming place? But take a look at your life. Where are you as a person? Where are you as in your family time? What's taking place? How many times do you walk in a room and your family members are on the phone at a dinner table because you don't communicate anymore? The devil wants you all shut down. What are you going to do when technology shuts down? It's going to happen. It's going to happen, I'm telling you. Whether you believe me or not, it's going to happen. You know, everybody's watching the election that's going on right now very closely. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what they try to do. There's going to be a lot of upset people when they can't fulfill what they said they're going to do. But I notice a lot of certain colors turn to a different color. But I also notice a lot of the same colors stayed the same colors because they like the corruption. They like sitting in there. They like paying over prices for food and gas, and they like putting up with all the nonsense. But they're the very ones that are complaining the most. Don't complain. Enjoy it. Enjoy paying $6 a gallon, $10 a gallon, $13 a gallon. Enjoy going to the stores here soon and there's nothing on the shelves because it's overpriced and the manufacturers are shutting down because they can't afford it. People are stopped buying stuff. You know, enjoy, but I tell you what, Black Friday shopping and everything that's going on right now, it's been going on for over a week. It's crazy. I guess it's no longer Black Friday. You know, should we even call it Black Friday? Isn't it like stereotyping because all the nonsense that's going on out here, and I say nonsense because it is nonsense. Why don't we just call it White Friday? Because the white race is the most hated race in the United States. But yet, I don't understand how these other cultures can go and post all this stuff and make fun of white people and nothing's said. Now, let a white person do it. And no, I'm not trying to cause a racist thing here because I love all skin colors. I don't care what skin color you are. I don't care if you can talk, you can't talk. I don't care if you can see or can't see because the world is blind. The people that was born without sight, God bless you, because you don't have to see the nonsense out there. You know, the people who are born without sight and hearing, man, but God give you different talents. You know, look how many people that can play the piano that you could never see from birth. Look how many people that can't hear but yet do play instruments. I actually just heard of a young man playing the piano not too long ago and couldn't hear a note. It's crazy. How's that possible? But anyways, think about it. Maybe somebody's going to watch this and be offended. Why are you offended? Why? What did I say wrong? But truth. Because you raise your children's children to be racist. And that's the truth. I have children that date black people, maybe even married. I don't know, but either way, my thing is, if it does become a race war, what are you going to do with your children that are 50-50? And your spouse, whether it's a black man or a black woman, what are you going to do if a race war breaks out and you got to decide? Oh, some of the very ones that says, oh, I'm not a father. What are you going to do? Are you going to crucify them? Are you? You have no idea. You have no idea the words that you speak and the very actions that you won't do. I bet you if the house was burning and you come running out that door and reality sets in when you see the flames coming out through them windows and doors, you're going to be just like the people on the videos. Someone please save my children. I thought you'd do anything for your children. Sounds a little bit different now, don't it? How about if your car runs off the road and runs into a lake? Are you going to be that one that's going to dive back in there? And then off to the distance you see crocodiles coming into the water? No, because your body's not meant to do those things. But yet we speak so much stuff that we will or won't do when you have no idea what you will or won't do. But I'll tell you what you are doing. Building a case against yourself in God's kingdom. That's what you're doing. You're allowing depression. You're allowing, there's so many suicides. The devil's coming, buddy. The devil is coming. And he's coming with a vengeance right now. He is taking people left and right. And if you think he's not, pay close attention to your loved ones and people that you know around you. I guarantee you're going to see people passing away. I guarantee you're going to hear of suicides. I guarantee you're going to hear of more drug addictions because they're trying to escape what is here, what they're seeing. They're trying to escape it. You can't escape it. You're not going to escape it. You're not even going to escape it in hell. I hate to tell you, it's not going to go away. But what are we doing? We're concentrating on these elections like this is going to be the end of it. It's not the end of it. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning of the nonsense that's coming. Are you a judgmental person? Give me 1 second, please. Are you a judgmental person? Are you a person that gossips? Are you a person that complains about everything? There's a difference between complaining and releasing stuff to God or talking to your spouse. I ask my wife all the time, how was your day? What's going on in your day? And then I find if there's anything in there, then we pray about it and we give it to God. Complaining is something that you do non-stop. If there's wrong going on, talk about it. But to continue on every day about the same thing, that's just complaining. No matter what goes on in your life, it's not right. Instead of owning up to your own self, it's easier to pass the buck. It's everybody else's fault. So be it. Are you okay with it? Gossip is horrible. You're breaking people down, making fun of people. People are posting so much stuff on TikToks and these social media, Facebooks and all these things and all these videos, and people are laughing and carrying on, and at the expense of someone else. How do you know what that's doing to that person that you're laughing and making fun of? Did you even ask permission to go ahead? How do you know if just because you got an issue with yourself and you can't eat something and someone's eating at an airport, who cares? Then don't look at them. Turn around. They have the right to eat. They're hungry. So what if they're overweight? How do you know they're not going through some kind of depression or something and it caused them to eat food? Or people make fun of them or bully them and they turn to food instead of drugs. Well, in anything you turn to and you overdo it, it's basically a drug. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather see them hooked to food than any kind of drug substance or alcohol, because you can at least correct those issues fairly quickly. It might take a little bit of time because you gain weight and you get used to overeating and doing the things that you want to do. It's going to take a while. Yes, it may still do damage to your organs and body and your heart and stuff, but at least you can fix food addiction faster than you can alcohol and drugs. Drugs it's ridiculous trying to get people off drugs. Ridiculous. The devil just don't want to let go. You know, the devil's been playing chess in your life while you're still playing checkers. And you have no idea that the devil's doing it. You have no idea what he's doing in your lives. You got so many people that are so confused in life. You know, my thing is, I was reading this post a while back, and somebody posted, why don't we have Caucasian or white month? So many people were commenting on it. A lot of American Africans were saying, what did you suffer in life? Really? Well, let me ask you, what did you suffer? Because if you're talking right now in today's time, you didn't suffer anything. You didn't suffer sitting on the back of the bus. You didn't suffer all these things, but I guarantee it, the racial stuff that's going on right now is you get all these people that are fearful, holding up signs, and doing all. See, that's what the devil wants. The devil wants to separate. The devil wants you to be fearful of what's going on in the world. He wants you to be fearful of this and that. Well, when you're locked down, you're in prison. Let me tell you what, the government's going to put you in slavery. Slavery is not just, when you say slavery and people get offended by it, oh, I can't believe you just said that. I said it the other day, exactly where I'm sitting at right now. I said it the other day, and I said, and this African American guy got upset with me. I don't like you talking about slavery. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm not talking about your race. I'm not talking about anything. What you only part that you picked up on was slavery because I said slavery. I said, I am a slave. I'm a slave to this world. I said, but Jesus Christ broke my chains and set me free from it. I don't have to look at people, and I don't have to be, go through this life thinking, ooh, look at me, I'm somebody. I got a reputation, I'm going to speak a certain way and this and that. Well, when all your people that you claim to be this high up and you getting all these posts and all this stuff on, when they start tapering off, nobody knows you. Chances is when you pass away, not too many people are going to remember you. They might remember you when they see a picture or have a funny thought or some holiday comes by. But let me tell you what. Good example. I'm going to put this right here, right now. How many of you are fighting with a sibling? How many of you are fighting with a parent? How many of you are fighting or you're not been talking to a friend they moved away, they got married, they went to college. How many of you are doing this, and how often do you really talk to them? Point right there taken. You can go years and go, oh yeah, I forgot about that person. You start forgetting their names. You start forgetting things about them. You don't even remember their birthdays, for crying out loud. If it wasn't for social media, so many people wouldn't even remember your birthdays. Let me tell you, it's true. I do good to remember what truck I have. I'll tell you what, true story. This just happened. I wouldn't tell you a false story anyways. This just happened yesterday. I was on the phone with my wife. I felt like I was lost in the woods, people. I literally thought I was lost in the woods. Not like that, but I took a company car, went down to Walmart because I had nothing in this truck, and I've been traveling and moving back and forth, and so got a new truck. It's got a fridge and stuff in it. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go get some food. Let's get some water. Let's get some soda, whatever. I can ramble on all day about the food I like to eat. Not saying it's all good for me, but you know, I hate to say it like this, but I don't sugarcoat stuff. So I'm just gonna say it. I've given up a lot in life, and I've trained very hard in life, and I've ate healthy, and I've done all these things. Not saying it's an excuse for why I eat the way I eat, but when you get to the point when you have so much peace inside, am I saying it's right to overeat? No. Am I saying it's healthy? No. But what I am saying is, if I pass away tomorrow and I was the most healthiest person in the world, and all of a sudden I wake up and I'm having a stroke, and it didn't matter. It doesn't matter how healthy or not. But I was miserable doing it. And there for a while when I used to train, I become very miserable. I'm tired of eating certain stuff every day. I'm tired of looking a certain way. I'm tired of working out. And today I do most working out, and it was a great release, but my body just can't do it anymore. There's so much wrong in health wise, and pains and stuff that goes on. It's difficult, um, but it's amazing when God will give you strength. My wife and I were moving from the apartment that when we came back from Florida, we was in this apartment. We just currently bought a house, and she was doing some volunteer at the food pantry that she's in for the Salvation Army. So I'm like going over there, loading the car and driving back, unloading it and stuff, and got to the point where some heavy items, and it's like, whew, man, Lord, you're gonna have to help me on this one. I mean, it used to be I got used to moving homes and just moving my kids' stuff and just moving. You'd be surprised what you can do and not do by yourself. And I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I moved the house by myself." Did you? Physically? Well, no, I had such and such that was moving stuff too and helped me. Well, then you didn't do it by yourself. Why are so many people taking credit for things that you're making yourself out to be the Superman, when in reality Batman came and helped you? But appreciation. That's what I'm saying. Appreciate those who are there to help you. You know, because when you do stuff by yourself, it makes you really truly wonder in life where people are and what's going on. But you also look at what the devil wants to do. The devil wants to rob, kill, and destroy. And he's doing it. Doing it to your family members. Instead of complaining about your family members, why don't you try praying for them? Why don't you try lifting things up to God? Well, first of all, you got to make yourself right with God, because the sinner's prayers won't be heard. Bet you didn't know that. So when you're crying out to God, "Oh God, why won't you help me?" and then you get no results, even you Christians, sinners, I can expect it. But Christians, shame on you. Shame on you. Because you're going to be punished. Because you should know better. Same thing as what Jesus said to the Pharisees. And he's told the people, do as they say, not as they do. can't blame somebody else for your sins. You can't blame somebody else because you went into the bar today and you decided to get drunk and you spent your paycheck there and you got kids and a wife or so at home, or a husband in that case. You can't blame someone else because you end up crawling in bed with someone else. You can't blame someone else for the things that you post and you do on social media. You can't blame someone else if you're doing wrong every day and you're speaking wrong about people. Why don't you step up and just confront it? Confront it. You want to talk about truth will set you free? Walk up to the source. Stop being cowards. You have no problems gossiping about people. You have no problems breaking people down. But you have a big problem instead of, and I'm not talking send no stupid text message, call them on the phone, walk up to them and look them in the eyes. You can't do it because you're a coward. Like the father of the lies and the father of deceiver, the father of all destruction, the creation that he is. Let me read something here to you. I'm just going to move this over here so I can read it. It says, there was a man sent from God whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not the light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which gives light to every man coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him. And made through him. And the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. Let me stop right there real quick. That his family, his people, did not know him, did not receive him. Even his family didn't receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the world became flesh and dwelt among us, and we behold his glory, the glory as the one only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. See, John bared the witness. John bared the truth. John spoke it. John was not afraid. I'm not afraid. Nor was I afraid to walk under the devil's pathway. Nor am I afraid to sit here and speak of Jesus Christ. Nor am I here to tell you how the devil's deceiving you. Nor every time you look out that window, every time you're listening to rock and roll or some filthy music, I don't care what it is. People are complaining about the words and the things that we speak, but it's okay to sit there and downgrade, but yet let a white person pick up a mic and talk about it. I remember reading an article when they were talking about Eminem in the rap community. It says the reason why they don't accept him because he's white. Really? Sad. But white people are buying your albums. I bet you, how many white people, that stop buying your rap albums and everything else, you're going to turn around and change your tune real quick because you like them cars out there. You like putting all that jewelry on. My thing is, if you're such against slavery and chains, why are you putting all these gold chains around your neck? I'm telling you right now. I don't think I could. If I was that offensive by chains and all the stuff that everybody's going crazy on, I wouldn't want a chain around my neck. I don't even like looking at chains because I know how many chains and how many links I built that when I was in sin and all the corruption and all the things that I done, I kept building links and putting my chain together. And I don't need to watch the Christmas Carol to know that I forget the partner of Ebenezer Scrooge that came back with all the chains and the money boxes and everything on there, because we want to be like the TV. We want to be like what's going on television. We want to be this mighty force out here. Like I'm powerful and this and that. You got these communities now that are claiming to be living vampires. But now wait. They don't. They eat normal. They do sacrifices here and there to drink blood, but majority of the time they're getting their fulfillment by being around people and taking energy from them. Whew. Yeah, you done checked out a few buildings back. You need to go back and recheck back in that building before you walk out of that building, because something is not quite right up here. But people, I'm not coming against them. I'm just saying this is what's going on in the world. How many people just listened to that and went, what? And you're probably going to rewind it and go, wait, what did he say? Because trust me, I went back and rewind that video 3 times and I watched it and I'm going, what in the world are these people even thinking about? And then they got the hires up and the hires up and well, let me tell you what, all that is satanic, people, because it's the same thing in the satanic realm. Halloween night, it starts roughly the eve of October 31st, which is roughly about 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there, where they start coming in with their full dress up. I'm not even going to say it, but hey, thank God, because he was stopping my words, because I was like, do I even mention what they come in there wearing? But, doing their chants, doing their seances, gathering together, dripping their blood into this table that has a trowel like going down through it, where their blood starts flowing as they sacrificing animals and get ready to prepare for the taking of the blood. Oh yeah, people, this is real. Can you imagine at 15 seeing this stuff? The very movie that frightened me when I was a child was The Exorcist. I wasn't frightened of The Exorcist anymore. I was frightened over the stuff that I was seeing in there. And I lived in this house. I accepted this house. I loved these people. I really did. Because they accepted me in when everybody else left me under a bridge. Didn't care about me. My own mother driving down the road, splashing water all over me. In a rainy day. Looked right at me. I looked right at her. Homeless. Scared. Makes you wonder, don't it? But it's okay. Because God knew one day I'd be on here doing this. And again, I don't care who watches it. I don't care who likes it. I don't care who's offended by it. You got a problem with it, take it up with the Bible. You can find everything in there that can cure your life. But if you're offended, why are you offended? What am I saying that's offensive? I'm telling you to stop the hate wars. I'm telling you to love each other. I'm telling you to pray for each other. I'm telling you, somebody walked up and slapped you in the face, turn the other cheek. It's a hard thing to do. But when you master it, you can do it. When you first walked into your job on the first day of work, you were scared to death. Same thing as being new into a school, that the school you already started. Not so bad starting being new at a school on the first day, because there's a lot of new kids. But you're not so well accepted. I wasn't so accepted in 6th grade when I went to a school in Kenmore. And I don't know what it is now. I think it's some kind of housing thing for seniors or something. I don't quite know. But it used to be called Heminger. And I was picked on. I was overweight. And it didn't help that, I wasn't allowed outside. When I got out, I did school safety patrol and stuff. And by the time I got home and ate and did my chores, we had to be home when the street light. Well, I did when the street lights came on. So that gave me like a half hour. I remember my dad bought me a bike, 10-speed gold. I'll never forget it. I loved the bike. I'd go out and look at it because it was up on it. We lived on the 4th floor of this apartment building, and there was like this balcony like thing. When you went up there, you could store some stuff over there or whatever. That bike looked brand new. Even when I finally got rid of it, it looked still brand new. Never got used. That bike was about as useful as buying a car with no engine. It's about how useful that bike was. It'd be like me buying food and telling you, well, you can eat it, but you can't cook it. Makes no sense, does it? Where am I going with this? Glad you asked. This is where I'm going with it. If we don't ask God to allow Jesus into our heart, we're not seeking the only one that can make us new and to bring us peace. Then go back and see what I just said about the bicycle. And watch it again. And watch it again. No, I'm not telling you to get subscribers, and I'm not telling you to like it, post it, forward it, do all this. But you may eventually find somebody, they say, hey, go listen to this guy. As crazy as it might sound, I'll be the one to tell you the truth. I'd rather have one person in my life to tell me the truth than have a bunch of fake people in my life that pretend. Because let me tell you what, when the checkbooks close and you can't do nothing for the world no more, you are no more important. Did you ever grow up in schools and you weren't accepted and you tried everything? You tried coloring your hair, you tried wearing the same color makeup, the same color fingernail polish, the same kind of clothing. Oh yeah, I've done that. You're probably thinking right now, I wonder how many people actually sat there and thought, wait a minute, is he talking about that he put on nail polish and stuff? I did. Oh no. No, I didn't. I feel sad for the people that are so confused with their genders and all this nonsense that this government's saying that it's okay, that you're born a certain way, but you can pick later on. You can pick whether you want to. I got an idea. It just came to me. I am going to send to the President of the United States. I'm going to send, and I'm going to get people to sign this. Even the transgenders. I'm hoping you all jump on board with this, because you should. You honestly should. You shouldn't have any problem signing what I'm about to tell you. I'm going to put in there and say that today I'm confused. I literally think that I'm a millionaire and I should be a millionaire. So if that's the case, then they should make me a millionaire. If that don't work, then I'm going to tell them I want to be a dog and I want to live in the White House. And I want steak and potatoes every night, because I'm a very good watchdog. I'll even jump up and down. But I don't want to pay taxes no more. And it's my rights. I want my rights. Sounds nonsense, don't it? But there's people claiming now to be cats and dressing up like cats and going to school. There's nothing nobody can say, because if you say something, then you're taking away their rights to be a cat. I tried to do this without laughing, but oh my gosh, is this not insane? People, if you cannot laugh at this, maybe you needed a good laugh, because what in the world are we doing? I mean, seriously, what are we doing? I want to be a cat, so I'm going to dress up. And when she feels like she needs to have her moments, she gets on her hands and her feet, walks around with this cat tail on and this outfit on and these little ears, and she moves around people's feet like a cat does. You know, when they're loving on you and they move her in and out of your feet. Are you insane? I mean, this is saying, if nobody can see confusion from the devil, I don't know what will. You're a cat? You really believe you're a cat? Or have you just finally checked out because the world has checked out? Satan doesn't discriminate, people. He doesn't care what Matter of fact, he's going to convince you that you're lonely, that you're going to need a playmate, so go find another cat. Before you know it, you're in a society of cats. And you're all going to walk down the streets. Well, another idea. Go ahead and be cats. All you parents that have children as cats, I'm hereby telling you, I'm going to give you a place that I'm going to need you to send me a check for $55, and I'm going to register your cat, and I'm going to send you a tag, because I got to have a license for my dog when I had a dog. So, we had to have a license for that. So I'm going to send you a license to be legalized your cat child to go into schools to show paperwork in case they get a little feisty and nibble or bite. Oh, wait. That's it. That's right. You're going to need to also get shots, and I'm going to sell you these shot records, okay? It's only a couple $100. Don't worry. It's well worth it to keep your child, because that's their rights. I'm even going to send you a piece of paper that looks like a birth certificate saying they were born a cat. How many people, what the sad part is? People would probably actually send me money to do this. That's the sad part. No, and please, people, do not get this idea and run out and try to do this. Because I'm sure somebody would try to do it. And I'm sure there's people out there sick enough. And it's sickness, people. You're preying off of a sick person. That is, their mind is sick. Something happened please don't do this, please. I pray in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, his blood over what I've just spoken. I'm just using examples. And Lord, please don't let no one fall for this trick and schemery of things, because that's exactly what it is. The devil will try to do everything, and you better believe he will definitely try to get people to believe that I'm surprised that hasn't even come to pass yet. I'm actually surprised that people that when you're born, you look down when you're taking a bath and go, I'm a girl, but yet I look like a boy. Well, we know when Pinocchio lost his strings and he went running around, he said, well, I am a real boy. You look like a little... I'm sorry, I can't even do this without laughing. Well, you look wooden to us, Pinocchio, but I'm a real boy. Look at me, I'm moving around. I have no strings attached to me. You're right, Pinocchio. You don't have any strings. You must be a real boy. But I don't want to be a boy today. Today I want to be a ballerina. And if you think I'm making fun of the transgenders and all this stuff, I'm not. I truly pray for all of you. I pray the devil releases that. I pray that the devil, whatever confusion that come into your life that make you feel this way, whatever love you didn't have from a father or a mother, I pray that you find Jesus Christ and he fulfills that void. You ever notice you're in a relationship and you're still not happy? Why? Because there's a void. Because a person cannot fill your voids. Or a person's going to disappoint you. That person may cheat on you. That person may have 16 other girlfriends or boyfriends. That person may go out and claim to be your girlfriend, and then you find her later on wearing some provocative clothing to get other guys' attention. She may even be getting a phone number. Whose fault is it? Marriages are breaking because you've stopped finding the reason why you fell in love. In the first place, if you didn't fall in love into a godly relationship point with Christ, you're never going to be able to find a peace and joy in any kind of relationship, because you're always going to have a void. I had a person tell me a while back that I was toxic. Years ago. And I had another person that's in the same family says that I cost them. Really? Funny how people forget all the things that you do and all the things that you sacrifice and what things really was in the beginning. But it's funny how they proceed to see their life as a victim. You're right. I don't need you in my life. Am I thankful for what happened in them situations in those times? Yes, I'm very thankful because it got me out of a lot of places in life that I probably would have stayed in longer until I figured out another way through it. So I'm always grateful and I'm always thankful for God, and I'm thankful for how God sets things up in life and how things are played out. I'm thankful how today works, because God's been shutting a lot of doors and opening doors. He's been doing this a lot all over the world, people. If you're a child of God, you're about to see God's pour out. There's going to be people of the world that's in your lives that are going to be saying, "Wait a minute, why is the world falling and your life is staying in this peaceful place?" Because it's called Jesus Christ. I don't just accept Jesus Christ so I can have a great life. Oh no, I go through the trials and stuff of things. I go through the pointing of the fingers and the judgmental things in life, but I don't care because I turn it all over to Jesus. I lay it at Jesus' feet. There's the difference. Back in the day, I would have attacked you back. Back in the day, I wouldn't have let it rest. Back in the day, I would have went for eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I would have stood toe to toe with you and wouldn't care the outcome of it. But the old saying I used to say, I guarantee you're going to know I was there. I had somebody said one day, I got jumped and they said, "Man, you're a mess. Look at you. You got cuts all over. Your nose is bleeding. Your mouth is bleeding. Your ears are bleeding. You got a scratch on the side of your head that's bleeding." I said, "You think that's something?" And I know people's heard this, but I actually said this. I said, "You should see their fists and their feet. I bet you they're hurting by now." True story. Again, I'm not going to tell you anything that's not true. Christmas is coming up. I put my stockings up right at July 4th. When people were hanging up there's flags, I was putting my stockings on the fireplace. My wife walked in the room and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's Christmas." She goes, "No, it's July 4th. I said, "Wait a minute. But I want to be ready. I want my fair share. I want everything that's coming for me. I want it to fill in my stocking. I don't care if I can empty it 10 times before Christmas. I just want everything that I deserve." No, it really didn't happen. You walk in stores and it's black. It's Christmas in July. It's Christmas in June. It's Christmas in this. Because it's the most greediest holiday there is. The only holiday other than a funeral, and it's really, I say holiday, and you're going to say, "Man, you finally checked out here, bud." No, it's a holiday. It's a family reunion holiday. It's all about everybody else going up to the coffin and crying and throwing a fit, and you're looking at them going, "Where the heck were you all these years? I didn't see you coming down here to do anything." But you're going to sit up there and cut up a shine because you want to be seen by the family. Bravo. Christmas time is like that. People show up out of the woodworks and you look at them going, I tell my wife all the time, give me 2 weeks before any holiday and watch. And I'm not going to say it, but it's true. Everything I've told her, she says, "You know what, you're right." I know I'm right because it's a pattern, it's a routine. That's what the devil does. The devil loves to stir up things and keep things going. See, I have no problems talking about my life. I have no problems talking about the things that goes on in my life, and I have no problems talking about the things people falsely accuse me of. I've been called a devil. I've been called the Antichrist. I've been called Lucifer. People said that I've casted out demons with demons. People said that I am the devil. I just heard this again not too long ago. I am a baby raper. I have done evil things to people. Yeah, back in the day, but you weren't even born then. Wasn't even born. I used to tell people all the time, and I still tell people today, you want to see the devil, you should have met me years ago. You would have seen a destructive, hateful person. I don't even know how I had the strength to do some of the stuff I've done, but I know the devil gives power, the same as God gives me the power and authority today. It's called Jesus Christ. I cry out to Jesus when people come against me. Here you go, Lord. Take my tears, take my sorrow, but most of all, please take the anger that's coming in me right now. I used to have the oldest son, well, he doesn't claim me now, but I started raising him, I believe, when he turned 2 years old or 3 years old. I had the one girlfriend come up to me the one time. She goes, "Man, you're like a pissed off Elmo. You start looking like the Incredible Hulk, but you turn red like Elmo." And it always made me think, dang, what's happening here? Transformation of power that I allowed the devil to put in me. Every time I got in them ring, no matter which ring I was doing, whether it was cage fighting or it was boxing, I drawed on my own hatred. And that's a scary world, people. Scary, scary world. Get these people come out here talking all this nonsense, bodybuilding and all this stuff. Let me tell you right now, you could be the strongest man on this earth, but you ain't going to defeat the Lucifer. You ain't going to do it. The only way we can defeat and win this battle, and you're going to go through a lot of persecution, because let me tell you, right in the Bible, right here, let me see if you can see it. Going the wrong way. Right there. There it is. I had to kind of go sideways just see what if you were seeing what I was hopefully you were going to see. Even when he got baptized with water by John the Baptist, God poured his Spirit into him. Didn't need to, but he had to. Poured his Spirit into Jesus. Immediately, Jesus came out of the water, went into the wilderness, and was tempted by the devil. Problem is, with churches, we have no discipleship. We have no people that are going to hold these people and talk to these people like, the double A meetings. Is it? Yeah, I'll call them now. I always get that and AAA mixed up. I always want to say AAA, but goes, you do realize that's for the auto care stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, right. But either way, we got too many titles and things on there, and we title everything. It's like a filing cabinet full of nonsense. You're going to pull out something and you're more confused than you were before you went looking for it, because that's what the devil likes to do. But anyways, this thing's hitting about 58 minutes, so it's not about time or anything like that. It's just my phone will shut things off. So let me pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Father, you are the pureness, you are the peace, you are the love, you are the joy. You have sent your Son down to this earth to take flesh and to take on all sin. He went and taught and continued to lead and speak to people. Didn't matter what he spoke exactly from the heart, and what he was to give that represents you. And today, Lord, here I am speaking of you and speaking of the Father. But I ask for open doors. I even ask this, like the devil went in the book of Job and went against Job and went to the Father and said, what if we take this away? I'm saying the same thing, devil. It's time for you to retract things out of these people's lives. Take these vehicles that they're holding as this luxury idol. Take away their very things in their lives that they're holding above Jesus, and start stripping their money away. Start stripping these cars away, these homes, these clothing, whatever it is that they're idolizing. Take these things away and let them get an opportunity to come to you, Lord. But let them come with their free will and a receiving heart and a receiving ears and sight. But Lord, I also ask for a godly mentor and a godly spouse to be put into their lives. And Lord, I ask for peace, love, and joy, and open and receiving hearts to whoever comes to watch these videos, and understanding. If there's anything you don't understand, sometimes I don't put it the way that it should be. Trust me, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to clear up anything. Or if you want to know anything else, by all means, drop a comment, and I'll go more into that area. Because like I said, I am working on doing my testimony and putting that on here. And but most of all, Lord, I pray your love be over them and your protection in this day. Protect my wife as she goes to and from I can't even think of it. The pantry. In any grocery store, and just her whereabouts as she goes out in this day. Protect me out on the street, that I make the right choices. Allow the world to be of the world's ways, but let me be of your way, and let me pay attention to what every car out there is doing, so there's no harm done to me or anyone out there that I'm in contact with. Let me represent you, and let me represent the Father, and let me take nothing to heart and nothing of this world, because nothing matters but the kingdom and where I'm headed and where I want to be. Do I want to be here on this earth? No, I don't belong here. Do I want to be here right now? No. If you came right now, I'd be the first one. If you walked up to me and said, do you want to go or stay? I don't even need my bags, Lord. The world can have anything that's left here, because it means nothing to me. These are just possessions of things that you have given me to use and enjoy while I'm here. And I thank you and I love you for that, Lord. I thank you for this daily food that you're going to give me, and the clothes and the miles that you will give me today. I love you and I praise your holy name. Amen.